Hello, weirdos! Welcome to another episode of the Weirdness Galaxy. I'm your host, Camo, and
Hello guys, it's me, Shiat.
Hello, I am Sarah. I don't know what else I should say because it's my first time introducing myself. I'm just the beautiful, so nice girl, Sarah.
oh, shut up, man! Shut up. It's called the Weirdness Galaxy. It's not called the Saddest Galaxy.
Okay.
So today we have prepared. Well, it's not really a topic. We try to prepare something so that we can talk about, and we decided to pick up 5 of our favorite movies. Well, we are not really restricted to the to this 5 favorite thing, but we're going to talk about our favorite shows or especially movies. Okay. So, guys, are you well prepared? I mean, do you have anything come to mind when you hear your favorite movie, or when you hear the word movie? What is the poster of a movie that comes to mind?
Actually, choosing.
Ladies first, Xiao.
Okay, choosing a favorite one is not easy.
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite one, but I try to find it. But in general, we like watching movies.
To me, only number one is constant, and the rest of the four are interchangeable with many movies in my mind. But I just chose them honestly because they were the ones that came to my mind currently, maybe.
Yeah, there is another problem. I mean, when we picked up the topic, like your 5 favorite movies, I mean, right away, I usually think of the Da Vinci Code. But alongside Da Vinci Code, I like all 3 movies of the Robert Langdon. The Inferno, Angels and Demons, and the Da Vinci Code. So I was so confused. I mean, should I count them as one as a trilogy, or should
Can do that because I did that as well with another series of movies.
So I mean that was another problem,
You can cheat a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, or for example, I like all Sherlock Holmes shows. I mean, no matter if they are bad or whatever. Even there was a new movie, Holmes and Watson and Holmes, which was it was a parody made, which was a really bad and got a lot of critiques. But I still love it because it's about Sherlock Holmes, So I don't know. Should I collect all of these movies in to say all Sherlock Holmes related things, or should I say
this will be one?
Okay.
This will be counted as one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I would like to start with my list.
Okay, there you go. And by the way, once you finished your if you list movie number 5. If I have a comment on it or criticism or roast or anything, you have to allow me to say it, okay?
No, but whenever I mention, look, I mean, we are discussing. We are not I mean, I'm not giving a speech, right?
Presentation,
Yeah.
It can be counted as recommended as well for the weirdos and for us.
For the weirdos, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not necessary that I'm gonna count 5 and that's it. I mean, you can spit out other names of the other movie titles and other stuff. So I mean, it's totally normal. Come on, we are discussing, right? We are disgusting. Anyway.
And by the way, let us see if we have a common movie between the 3 of us.
Yeah, probably we're gonna have a common one. But anyway, I will start with, I usually whenever somebody says movie or your favorite movie, the first movie that comes to my mind is the Da Vinci Code, and it's actually one of my favorite.
So you're listing it from number 1 to 5 or from number 5 to 1?
Well, I'm just mixing. I'm just listing them. I mix them. I don't care if it's number 1 or not.
Okay.
But I mean, I say usually, though it's one of my 5 most favorite ones. But whenever somebody talks about movies, I think about the Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and the Inferno. Though probably Inferno is the worst of the trilogy. Many people criticize.
What was the second one?
No. It's all 3. It's counted as one. because
Okay.
it's kind of the same, though the stories are
They have the
independent.
same source from Dan
Yeah,
Brown's novels.
yeah. So it's kind of trilogy, kind of a trial so far, because probably in next couple of years you will see the origin will come as well, because Dan Brown had written another book, The Origin, right? And
Okay.
it will probably become a movie as well, and it becomes another sequel to these three movies. But anyway, I mean, the Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno are these, I really like these movies. And first of all, the story is great of all three of the movies, because it's written by Dan Brown, and he's one of he's one of the great writers. And I think Shia and we made a poster, if you remember, long time ago at university.
Yeah. Among the three, I would say that I would prefer Angels and Demons. I don't know about you, but I think I
By
watched
the
it
way,
twice. And despite the fact that I read the book, and I still prefer the novels over the movies, but I think the only movie from the three that I watched that was like very close level to the novel was probably Angels and Demons. You know?
by the way, let me ask you a question. When you watch a movie and read a book about the same thing, usually the movies you talked about are books originally. So,
Usually,
do you prefer books or movies?
well, I wanted to say something about that. That's a really good question, Sarah. As Shiar said, the book was better than the movie, but I have an experience with this. There is a movie called The Fault in Our Stars. It's actually a book, one of my favorite books. Actually, it's written by John Green, and he also has a
Yeah.
YouTube channel on Facebook. But it's about romance kind of thing. Though I don't like romance. I detest romance books. You know, but this book, strangely, is one of my favorite ones, and they made a movie out from it as well. And even the writer has had a role in the movie. But whatever, the book is much more better than the movie. Though the movie
I
has some
didn't.
nice soundtracks and everything, but certainly the novel was much more better than the movie itself.
I saw the movie, but I didn't read the book.
Oh, you should read it. It's an amazing book. And one thing I like about John Green is that he uses a lot of different references. For example, he talks about a paradox that actually exists in philosophy. So sometimes you don't understand something, so you have to search for it in order to understand the chapter. But it is really amazing book. You should read it. But anyway,
But
yeah.
usually, I think books are better than the movies.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even about the Game of Thrones. Once one of my friends said that the book is much more better than the TV. Though the TV show was really fine, we talked about it with Shiad last time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't read the books, but they say the books were better than the actual movie.
Okay.
I
So
don't
what's
know. It's
the?
difficult to me to read the book after watching the movie. I would normally watch the movie after reading the book, but if I watch the movie itself,
I wouldn't do this as well.
I don't have a lot of incentive to watch to read the book.
I actually read the book. Then watched the movie, but I abandoned the movie in the middle of it because I got bored and yeah.
Yeah, me, I wouldn't read a book if I watched the movie. I don't like it. Because you know the story, so it's
Well,
not
I think you should
interesting.
do it because if you see the Around the World in 80 Days, it's very different from the actual book. It's really different because in the movie the Poirot, I think his name is Poirot, the servant of Phileas Fogg, and he is Chinese, but in the actual book he is not Chinese at all. So they changed the storyline, but the idea is the same. Like it's getting around the world in 80 days, but it's totally different. I mean, it's somewhat different as well. But anyway,
It was a story in school. Do you remember it?
yeah, but
In
in the
ninth
school,
grade.
They also ruined it because they changed many things in. I think they changed it a lot as well. Where textbook. I'm not sure, but I think they changed some stuff as well. Because I had another short story. I bought another short story similar. Around the world in 80 days. The story was totally different. Um, so I don't know. Yeah. But anyway,
I
about the Da Vinci Code, one aspect that I like about these three movies is that about the symbols. I was always interested in symbolism, in decoding codes and stuff like that. So when I saw the movie, it really baffled me in a way. So that's why it's one of my favorite ones.
okay.
And the
It's a
story was
great
really
mix
good.
it's a great mix between mystery, myth, and
Yeah.
realistic.
And by the way, the book was banned by Vatican at the time when he published it, because there is a crazy theory that Jesus was actually the husband of Mary, not his son. So it was a big, people. I mean,
At
Christians
that
got
time,
angry.
at that time, it reached a bit of the goddess, kind of.
Okay, so the second thing is all Sherlock Holmes related things. Sherlock Holmes was one of my favorite fictional character. By the way, the sound quality is not good from your side, Sarah.
What will be in my side?
Now it's fine. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, Sherlock Holmes related stuff is really one of my favorite things. My top favorite of Sherlock related movies or TV shows is Sherlock BBC. It is 4 seasons. Each season is 3 or 4 episodes, and they basically put Sherlock Holmes in modern time.
Okay.
But it is kind of, it is faithful to the writing, it's faithful to the original story, and not. Because it is kind of mixed with the modern time. For example, Dr. Watson had written his diary or, stories about himself and Sherlock. But in the movie, he's a blogger, something like that. So it's really interesting. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite portrayal of Sherlock.
I started watching the series recently. I'm in the second episode.
Sherlock BBC?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. What did you think about the first episode?
It was so nice. I liked it.
It is really good, and there is an idea of deduction. Deduction is one of the things that I really like. For example, taking a look at somebody and tell them something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed. It's really nice.
It's called deduction.
Why was a bit exaggerated in the series?
Well, in the series, no, not really, Shia. By the way,
Yeah, actually, it's exaggerated.
no. Yeah, I mean, probably a little bit, yeah. But if you practice, you can be as good as that, in a way. Well, Sherlock...
Dude, no way.
No, seriously.
No,
But
Disca,
Sarah,
no way.
Look. There is a podcast called Mind Reader Podcast. There are 2 people running the podcast, and they are basically deductionists. They studied this case. They studied how to deduce things about people. Listen to their Mind Reader podcast. It's called the podcast is called Mind Reader. It's an amazing podcast, and I love it. It's a bit exaggerated in Sherlock Holmes, but you actually can do it. You can actually study it, and there is actually one of the guys in the third episode of their podcast. I forgot his name. I think it's Ben Cornales, something like that. He's one of the famous deductionists. If he takes a look at your phone, just by taking a look at your phone and going just a quick look at one of the messages, he knows your personality, and he can tell you things that will amazes you about yourself. He knows.
Dude,
Yeah.
in the first episode, he's not like knowing something about your personality. When he looks at you or something in you, he knows the whole story of your life. So it is exaggerated.
Well, it's not really exaggerated. But anyway,
It is.
For the sake of the show, yeah, because you cannot get 100% right by deducing somebody. For example, I made fool of myself last Tuesday when I was in the bar with my friends. We talked about these kind of things, deduction and mind reading and stuff, and I said, I studied deduction. This girl is left-handed. When they asked her, "Are you left-handed?" she said no. I was so embarrassed. But anyway, I mean, that's why sometimes you don't get it 100% right, but it's not exaggerated either. It can be true. I mean, you can get some stuff right, some stuff wrong. Not like Sherlock, 100% right all the time, or 99% right all the time. Okay, so.
Kamal, before you finish your list, let like us tell about 2 of our favorite movies, and then we will come back to you.
I agree. That's a good idea, actually.
Share start.
I start. Okay. First one is a bit of a cheating because it's a series of movies, but screw it. The first 3 parts of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
And my favorite 5, they had to be like a movie that is not serious and just entertaining, And when I squeezed my memory a little bit, I couldn't think of a better entertaining movie other than Pirates of the Caribbean. I watched every part like 3 times. It was a time when like I memorized it so much, honestly. But yeah, the writing is amazing in it. The acting is something else. I think it's the movie that made people recognize how good Johnny Depp is. I don't know. It's just the weird thing is that the movie story-wise is not special or mind-blowing. The story is fairly simple, but what makes it fun is those interactions, those little scenes, simple ones between the characters, funny moments, etc. That are just so good to me. Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 5.
So it's the last one.
Well, but by the way, about the Pirates of the Caribbean, what is the new part right now? How many parts are there? Because you said your favorite is the 3 first part, but I think there's more than that, right?
Yeah, there's in total I think 5. If I'm not mistaken.
By the way,
there's
if
number
you
4
remember,
and number 5 when we watched it in the cinema.
If you
remember.
the horology. I still remember that particular joke. I think she said, "I am a horologist," something like that, and they say, "Ha ha ha! It's a horologist," So they made fun of her. Yeah, but it's interesting. Yeah, I remember. We went to cinema for that one. And by the way, recently in cinema, I watched. I think it's called Good Boys. There's a new movie coming out. I don't know. Have you guys seen it or not, or have you seen the Good Boys? I think it's called Good Boys.
Who's acting in it?
It's 3 kids. Good Boys.
Doesn't seem good.
Well, it's amazing. I was shocked. I will send the poster now to the group so that you guys can see. By the way, I was shocked when I went there. I went to cinema with a friend, and it was just it was funny, but there were so many sexual jokes. The sexual jokes actually worked because the actors are just kids, So it was just it was funny. I don't say it's my favorite or is the greatest comedy movie made ever, but it was funny. It was funny.
I'm telling you, it doesn't look nice.
It's actually nice. It was a parody of adult life, It was a parody of an adult life, but I mean the kids. But by the way, the acting of these 3 kids is just amazing. I loved it. I loved watching them. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Cher. So where's the second on your?
Number 4.
4th. Yeah.
Let me see. Okay. Quentin Tarantino movie is called The Inglourious Bastards. Ever heard of it, any of you?
Nope.
No. What was it called once again?
Inglorious Bastards.
No, but it sounds cool.
You should not miss it, bro. The thing is, it is so popular that I myself was surprised how come I haven't watched it until very late.
Sarah, can you
But
mute your microphone when you're not speaking? I mean,
Okay.
yeah, there's a sound coming from the background, you know. Sorry.
okay, it's good.
Okay.
Okay, the movie is by Brad Pitt, Christopher Waltz, and who else? Yeah, these are like the two main actors. If you don't know him, Quentin Tarantino, the director of the movie, is a very unique director in that his movies are like 70% dialogue and only like 20 to 30% action in it, which in theory would be boring because you're like, what the hell? I'm just sitting here listening to people talk. But in practice, it really works because every dialogue is not just your any dialogue is like a scene that is prepared for. The characters, every movement they do, man. Especially like the movie catches you from the beginning. It starts with a German officer going to the house of a French guy, French farmer. By the way, the movie is set in a alternate universe, I think, where Germany won the World War and they are like Nazis like ruling the world and they are trying to bring them down. So yeah, starts from that scene. He just sits down with him, talks to him about if he is hiding some, I think, French people who are wanted. Yeah, something like that. He's hiding them beneath his house, and that officer, that dialogue took like 15 minutes, which is long, but every second of it, you are stressed, you are pressured, because you know that there is the French farmer is denying. He's saying, I don't have them in my house, but you know that there is something wrong. Okay, you know that he's hiding them, and the officer is really smart. He finally like finds out, and man, like every dialogue in it, you are stressed, you are pressured, you feel like something can explode or go wrong at any second, but at the end it's okay, it goes all right until the ending, which is really great. The movie is really, in terms of writing, I've never seen a movie like this, like written so well like it.
I'm interested to watch it.
But of course, it has much like any other Quentin Tarantino movie, it has a lot of violence and blood and all.
Well, I certainly.
If you're okay with that, you gotta give it a try.
We are okay with anything. Maybe we are weirdos. Come on. I added to my list. I mean, of course, I have a long list. It's been a long time. I don't have energy to watch any movie. Recently, I've watched The Farm, which is kind of a vegan movie. Sana must watch it, but I don't know. But I will add it to my list. I will certainly watch that one.
It's a must-watch movie, honestly. So yeah.
Okay, so now, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done talking about it.
Yeah, I wanted to hear about Sarah's movies. I'm sure she's really annoying, and I'm sure her movies will be annoying as well.
She's gonna pick the most stereotypical movies like Titanic and that stuff, you'll see.
Or Nigga, Twilight.
I didn't watch Titanic.
Twilight, yeah.
I hate Titanic. You like it, Camel?
Well, no, I like the sex scene. Other than that, I don't like anything from the movie. But, but I watch Twilight all the night. Every night I watch Twilight.
I like it. Actually, it's one of my favorites.
It's actually one of the worst movies. Well, I've never watched it because from the trailer, from the movie shots, that it's gonna be shit.
No, I like Twilight.
I think I watched the first half an hour in it, and yeah.
I haven't watched. I didn't waste a single second of my life.
It's one of my favorite movies, actually.
Okay, when you finish talking about it, then I will be back. Okay, I'll be shut up so that you can finish fast.
Actually, they are saying that the book is way much better than the movie, but since I watched the movie, so I don't like to read the book.
Oh my god, I hate it. I have a friend, she also has the book. I fucking hate that book. I'm gonna fucking burn it when it gets into my hand. I hate it. I don't like kiddie things. It's for kiddos. You know?
Really never.
But anyway, go ahead with your list.
Okay. I don't know which one is my favorite actually, but I like the Shawshank
Redemption.
Oh my
Yes.
god, I forgot
This
that
one
already.
I have
Shia
on my list.
recommended for me actually. It's like I adore it. I love it. It's so nice. This story, the actors.
But I have a question. Do you like it because Shia recommended you, or do you like it because you like it?
I like it because
No,
the
believe
movie
me,
is so
believe me.
nice.
Lately, she hates everything that I recommend to her.
Indeed.
On
Not
purpose.
movies. Actually, I like the movies that you recommend, so movies are not counted. But songs, yeah. I hate these songs that you recommend for.
Well, I mean, what did he recommend you about the song?
What was the last
I'll
one?
send them to you. I'll send them to you later, Kamal.
Okay, I thought you
Okay.
recommended Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Okay.
So this was the first one. The second one, Me Before You. It's a romantic and kind of comedy. Did you saw it?
What is the name of the movie?
Me Before You.
Me Before? No. I hate romantic movies.
Shiar, you didn't saw it? See it?
I watched it. It's an amazing movie, bro.
Oh, cool. You like
I will check it later. I'm not sure. I mean,
Believe me,
the
it's not like
actors
the
are.
romantic part in it. The romantic part in it is actually just like what 10%? It's not even 10%. Like how can I describe it to you? It's not the theme of the movie.
Childish. It's not childish. It's nice, you know. The actors are acting in a really nice way. I like the actors
It's
a lot.
by our Lord and Savior Emilia Clarke, the Mother of Dragon.
It has a book as well, I think. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Based on a book, actually.
these were the first two favorite ones. Yeah. So you continue, Kamo.
Well, I don't know. I have to check it out later. But yeah. Anyway, another favorite. Well, I mean, there are a lot of movie comes to my mind. I mean, it's really difficult to pick up like 5 solid movies and say, oh, these are my 5. You know, my most favorite 5. It's just difficult to do that, you know. But anyway, another show or another movie. It's Step Brothers. You know, it is a comedy, and it fulls of adult jokes. But I think I don't know. It's one of my favorite movies. Whenever I watch, especially there is a scene in it. You know, their father. You know, with their mothers, and they are half brothers. They want to. I mean, they made money. He bought a big boat so that his wife and himself to travel, you know, around the world. Or I mean, they always wanted to have a boat and and travel around. But their kids, you know, they record a music video. They create a song and they record a music video on their father's boat with bringing some girls actors around, and they destroy his boat. You know.
What was the name of the story?
It's the Step Brothers. Oh. Yeah, and they destroy his father's boat, and his father is crying, and it's the birthday of one of their brothers, and they laugh, and it's just this movie always, that scene of the music video always gets me. There's even on YouTube. There is this scene is there, and I will send you the links later. But it is one of my favorite comedy shows. I mean,
I
not
hate
not a
these
show.
actors. I don't like them.
I like them actually. I forgot their name. Oh my god, I forgot their names.
I just
Cool.
checked.
The actors?
Yeah, the other guy has the movie Anchorman.
Mm.
Yeah, but anyway, it is one of my favorite comedy movies.
I have probably watched it ages ago, but I have forgot everything about it.
Yeah, it's a long time. By the way, have you watched Cool Cat, the video that I sent you, Shia?
What is it?
Cool Cat Saves the Kids or Cool Cat Kids Hero. It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. It's a shitty movie, but anyway, another thing that I like. Well, there's a French movie called Emile. Emile. It is a French movie, but it's a surrealistic movie, and I like it because of the tone, because of the surrealism, and it is about how sometimes you can get enjoyment from very simple little things in life. Well, there is an element of romance in it, which is okay. I'm okay with that, but the movie overall is great, especially the music, and the music is by one of my favorite pianists, Yann Tiersen. So yeah, that's another aspect I like about the movie. So yeah.
I don't like French movies in general. They are all
Have
mostly
you,
about either gays or lesbians.
Well, it's not really about gay, but I
that's
mean,
only the things that you watch, maybe.
no, but
Actually, I didn't really watch any, but there is a really famous one. Because it's very famous, I watched it and I didn't like it. But they are mostly about this stuff.
But I
Mostly.
mean,
Have you?
but I like that because I mean, nowadays, especially in Europe, and by the way, in France, because they were, I mean, when they I think I'm not sure if they really legalized it, but I think they legalized gay marriage. So there was a lot of opposition to that. So they try to express.
Yeah.
So they try to express these phenomena that do exist in the country in their movies, and I think it's totally fine. And by the way, I mean to make it realistic, and even in the Good Boys, there were lesbian and gay scenes as well, which is I think it's important because now they are part of the society. If you don't show
Okay, but I don't like
understand you.
movies about this. Yeah.
Oh well, that okay. But anyway, I like if there is an aspect of that in the movie because it will be more realistic, you know.
Camo, have you watched the Untouchables?
Not really, no, but it's on my list. I like the music
It's also
because
a French movie, by the way.
yeah, because it is a French movie. I know the storyline. It is about a disabled rich man who finds a friend, something like that. But I hear it's a great movie, and I really want to watch it. But so far, I didn't make any time to watching it. But I like the music. Because the music is by one of my favorite pianists, Ludovico Einaudi. So I listened to the music before I watched the movie. Sarah, where are you?
Dude, I changed my place because you said there's sound.
Yeah, I mean, where are you, for the God's sake?
On the balcony.
Oh, I thought you said the bathroom. Balcony.
Of course, no. I'm in the balcony and I have a really nice view.
Okay, so let's go to Shiar's other two favorite movies.
All right, number 3 now.
Yeah.
I think Sada has this as well. The Imitation Game.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Our brother Benedict Cucumber.
Yeah, I like this guy, man. I love this guy.
Dude, he's so handsome.
Yeah.
His acting is wow.
By the way,
Awesome.
not just he's handsome, his voice is amazing. By the way,
Indeed.
he reads poetry,
Yeah, I listened to some poets by his voice. Soothing.
Amazing. He has a video. He made it for BBC. Um, BBC has a tradition. Like all the shows they have for that particular season, they put the clips together while they read a classical poem. With a beautiful
Mm.
music as a background. And he does a monologue by Shakespeare. All the world is staged, and all the men and women are merely players. He's just amazing with his voice.
Yeah. The movie is just
Sarah,
something
there's
else.
still sound.
Get inside the room. So yeah, the thing about the movie is that it portrayed the time of the World War II, right? That was like
Yeah.
how many years ago? 70? Yeah, around 70 years ago. And the man Alan Turing, the one who's Benedict Cumberbatch is playing, is he does the two things at the same time. He's gay and atheist as well, which means
Yeah.
he's gonna be double tortured
Yeah.
anyway.
By the side, yeah.
But the thing is, this movie is so old. It's like portrays like 70 years ago time period, and yet um, now when you look at the British society, they have come to accept atheism. They have come to accept homosexuality,
Hmm.
and I think, if I'm not mistaken, they also apologized to Alan Turing after his death or
Officially,
something.
the government officially apologized, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he
yeah.
deserves it. I mean, without Alan Turing, I think it would have been difficult to win war against Nazism
Not
back then.
just, not just that. He technically made the first computer on Earth. So if it was not for him, holy shit, we might not have mobiles now to use.
Yeah.
That led to that before were like computers and etc. But yeah, the thing is, uh, they were like that like 70 years ago, and they come to accept it and improve it and learn from their mistakes in the past. I look at our society now, and it's the same as the British one, like 70 years ago, if not worse.
Yeah.
Like, because atheists and homosexuals are still in like most of the Middle Eastern countries are.
Hey man, if you remember, you and I, we went and we tried to organize a debate between
Yeah,
Islamism and secularism and Islam and atheism, right? And they didn't let
yeah, we
us.
just wanted a discussion. We were not there to attack and just, curse. We just wanted to discuss and see what was the other point of view and why we think secularism, liberalism are necessary to our country. That's just what we wanted, and yet they refused.
Yeah.
That's just unfortunate. That's just
The
unfortunate.
funny thing is, university should be a place of discussion. I mean, you have to
Hmm.
bring a very sensitive
Not in
topics,
Kurdistan.
right, Sarah? I mean, you have to bring sensitive discussions up. I mean, the universities are the dynamic of the mentality of the country.
It's the
So
place where people like get their proper it is the place where like people have to discuss and improve their critical thinking, right?
yeah,
Otherwise, where would they do that? Seriously.
yeah, true.
I'm telling you, not in our country, not in Kurdistan.
Yep,
Actually, not in Eastern countries, not just Kurdistan.
it's about Middle East, right? I mean, in general, but
Yeah.
I mean by the way, the change happens, the political change, the cultural change, all happen. They will all happen from the university. I mean, universities are really important. I mean, you don't know this until you come to Europe or go to a Western country. Universities are very important. It's not just a game.
Definitely. It's a place where you raise like a generation
Yeah.
that will produce scientists, teachers will carry on to like improve your country. Otherwise, if your universities are bad,
Hmm.
these students won't have these qualities that you need to improve your country, and you will be like deemed a failure.
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, there is another misconception in our country. Uh, hold
That
on.
was
Yeah, so there is another misconception in our country. students think you're gonna, they like popularity at university, just like how you see in American high school movies. Like somebody doesn't want to study so that they become popular and they care about fashion and stuff like that. They don't really actually, and the mentality of the college students in Kurdistan is exactly like that. And the problem is they are the majority. They don't try for the sake of learn. And by the way, something else. I mean, in Europe, you see that students, they have fun and they study as well. Even
Exactly.
yeah, even if they don't like to study, even they are not big fans of universities, but they still do their duty. In Kurdistan, it's totally opposite. They don't do their duty at all. They don't even care about it. I mean, the students are
Dude,
yeah, yes, sir.
it's not just about the students, the teachers as well. Like,
True.
in fourth year, when you were graduated, but my fourth year in university, we had teachers, I swear to God, they didn't know anything. They even weren't teaching in their specialization.
New
No?
teachers.
Yeah, new teachers.
Oh my
Miss
god.
Atur was gone, Miss Bechal was gone,
Oh
Miss
my god.
Agnishka was gone.
Miss Atur was amazing teacher.
She is adorable. I visited her once. She's oh my, I
By the
miss her
way,
actually.
we still, well, I mean, sometimes 2 months once, 3 months once, we send emails to each other. By the way,
Nice.
yeah, well, we are still in contact.
I'm planning to visit her actually. New teachers came. I cannot tell you how bad they were. They
Oh my
weren't.
god.
No, they weren't. They didn't care about teaching. Even our teachers, they were saying just pass and memorize. You don't have to learn
Oh
anything.
my fucking god. Are you
Yes,
serious?
I swear to God, they were telling this. So it's not about only the teachers. I mean students. It's teachers as well.
What about Agnieszka, our Polish lecturer?
She went as well. She was gone in
Really?
fourth year. Yeah,
Yeah,
last year
she was really unhappy, with the system. I
Our class
remember.
was the only one that kept them in the school. We were the only hope.
Yeah, by the way,
Actually,
she
yes.
was really dissatisfied. I mean, if you looked at her body language and face, you could feel that she hated it being there.
They hated it because of
Stop it.
they hated it because of the dean of the college. Okay.
Well, I mean,
I'm afraid that he will see the video. But
no,
dude,
by the
I
way,
swear,
the problem was not him as well. The problem was, let me tell you, the main problem. This university is basically an investment for a businessman.
money.
So the businessman doesn't care about the knowledge or whatever. He doesn't care about anything. So even if the dean of our college wants a change, they don't let them. I mean, the investor doesn't let him. And he said, "Oh, what are you fucking doing? I put you there to make me money, not to take money from me and use it on these butterflies, you and I,
This is why when we were in the first year and we suggested having like a
Another
magazine
dean.
newspaper or any things that could benefit the university, they refused because all of them involved paying money.
Yeah. Oh, well, we actually even asked for the chess tournament.
Yeah, I remember that.
It actually could improve the university a great deal. I mean, it's a good advertisement for the university.
Dude, who plays chess in
Well,
universities? They don't. Believe me,
I
they
know,
don't.
but just for fun. I mean, we could get people into playing. We could teach something to the people that
Oh.
hello guys, there is a logical game which is called chess.
They don't care about the knowledge. They would care about a game Anyway, the teachers were, we had an Indian one, and
Really?
yeah, and you know how Indians accent is. Anyway, the university get miserable.
Was the
Uh,
teacher, was the lecturer, man or a girl?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Young or old?
um,
Okay.
married.
Oh, okay. Good. I was not at university back then.
Believe me, it was very good that you weren't there. It became like, ha, I
You know,
can't
the,
express
the
it.
the first year was amazing because we had two.
First year wasn't amazing because of cardology.
No, okay, oh my fucking, forget about cardology for the God's sake. This cardology thing, I told Shiar, I was helping Shiar, but Shiar got more marks than I.
Like life.
Oh man, what a life! It's just crazy. By the way, this guy who was teaching us the cardology the first semester, he was just, he was the dean of the college, you know. God, I don't want to talk about it. Oh my God, this guy.
Just want to inform you about something. We are not speaking about movies at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
straight
it's
off the
fine.
top.
Well, our life is a movie. What are you talking about?
Indeed.
Alright, so my number 3 was the Imitation game. Now number 2. This one's also very well known as well. It's the Prestige. You ever heard of it?
Oh, you recommended me that
That's
movie.
Magician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pick a movie by Christopher Nolan, and there were many options. There was like this Inception, there was Interstellar, Memento, but this one is, in my opinion, the best one. Obviously, I do not even talk about the acting and all that stuff, superb. But the plot twist, it really blew my mind, bro. Just wow. The narration of the movie, the whole how it was narrating it from one period of time and then jumping to another one and having all these plot twists, and it was like a puzzle, and you were like trying to solve it in your mind, and then when you got the answer, the director immediately by the end tells you nope, you're wrong, and then he goes to show you something else. Just an amazing
Sada, oh
movie.
my God, Sada, what are you doing? Where are you, for the God's sake? Yeah.
I
DJ
muted
Park.
it.
Your background speaks louder than you.
Alright, so yeah, this was my number 2.
By the way, the Memento was another famous movie. It's really famous.
Memento?
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I haven't, but it's very because I searched for thriller movies and it
Has the weirdest storytelling ever. It narrates the events in backwards.
Really, it's about a guy
Yeah.
who searched for his wife, I guess, right? I've read the storyline. Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. Just watch it later.
Okay. But The Prestige was it's just an amazing movie. They featured Nikola Tesla as well. Have you seen it, Sarah?
No, but I put it on my list.
You didn't.
No, I just
Too
put
busy
it
watching
in my
sci-fi.
list. Yeah.
Okay, so what about your list?
So the third one, third movie.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. Good choice, by the way, Shad. I totally forgot about that movie. It was amazing.
Actually, I'm confused about 2 or 3 movies, but Hacksaw's Ridge. Did you saw it?
What is the name?
Hacksaw's Ridge.
Hacksaw's Ridge. How do you spell it?
Hacksaw.
Well,
H-A-C-K S-A-W.
S-A-W. Hacksaw Ridge. Okay.
Yes.
Let me see.
This was your number 3, Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah. Did you saw it, Shah?
In the cinema.
Oh,
Amazing.
so what do you think about it?
It's an amazing movie. It's really amazing.
I
Uh,
like it. It's about a man
it
who.
surprised me because the actor, I thought he was like an average actor. He didn't even have those amazing or really interesting roles in the other movies. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be a good story, but with average acting. But he surprised me, honestly.
His acting was great. It's
He
about
improved.
a man who's not very strong. He goes to army. He wants to be the doctor. Okay, he doesn't want to use guns, and
He
I
faces
don't
a lot
know.
of troubles because of that. Because they try to force him, and then says no, and then he goes, I think, to the medical part or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, when they take him, he saves so many people's life. So it's a really nice one. Yeah,
Interesting.
I recommend it.
Well,
Um,
now I have just taken a look at the poster, and it sounded like Saving the Private Ryan. Yeah, it
uh,
looks like that.
yeah, kinda.
Interesting, interesting.
It is. The fourth one is the pianist.
Oh my god.
I
So
tried to watch it several times, but I couldn't. I think I tried, but the link didn't work or whatever. But I'll definitely come
actually,
back and watch it one day.
I think you recommended it for me.
Nope.
You didn't?
Well, I've watched it a long time. Probably Sana did, or I did. Maybe somebody else. Who knows? You know.
Oh, I think it was Muhammad. I think.
Muhammad
Yeah.
recommended the pianist. Really?
I think
No
he
way.
was.
No
No
way.
way. I
I do. Well, I do. It's either you or Muhammad. I'm sure.
Muhammad, he only recommends Tom and Jerry and SpongeBob.
Come on, dude. Actually, his taste of movies is nice.
I don't know, but The Pianist is an amazing movie, and there is another movie that
Yes.
whenever I think of The Pianist, I also think of this movie, which is called The Reader. You know,
I didn't see it.
it's an amazing movie. Well, I will not spoil it, whatever, but it's about. Well, I just don't spoil it, but it's an amazing movie. It's like, well, you might. I mean, yeah, I like it. I like the idea. I like the. I. I mean, it's just really
It's so
amazing.
realistic, yeah.
The Pianist, yeah. I remember a particular scene there when he's recording a piano in the studio, and then suddenly the bombardment happens. The airstrikes and stuff,
And he continues playing.
and he still continues. Yeah, because he doesn't hear what is going on from outside. It's an interesting scene from the movie.
Actually, this scene I remember, like when the man comes to search for the people to kill them, but when he hears the music, he doesn't kill that one.
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember. It's been a long time I haven't watched it, but I always remember that particular scene. I think it's from the beginning of the movie. But anyway, it's a great movie. I mean, yeah, good to include it in your list.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, about about my last favorite movie, it's really difficult. I mean, a lot of movie comes to my mind, like Anomalisa, Lost in Translation, 1984, or for example, Bekas, the Kurdish movie. It's one of my favorite Kurdish movies. But I think I'm gonna pick up. I like existent. Sarah, your voice, man.
Okay.
Oh my God, why are you doing
I
this?
forget to mute it.
No, it's not just
1
about
minute.
muting, but for the next time you have to fix it somehow.
It's because of the chair.
Okay. What are you doing with the chair? Because.
It's a movable chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thing is that I like to go with existentialist movies. For example, movies by Kaufman. I really like movies by Kaufman, and he recently made a movie called Anomalisa, and it is animation, but amazing idea. Should I spoil it for you or not? There's a very interesting aspect about about this movie. Um, it's definitely an existentialist movie. There's another movie called Lost in Translation. It's also an existentialist movie. I love existentialist movies. I love the movies that they talk about the meaninglessness of life, because life itself is meaningless, right? I'm just impressed by absurdism and existentialism. But this particular movie, Anomalisa, I watched it recently, but it's just an amazing movie. Have you ever seen it, Shiar and Sarah?
Oddly, no. Is
Man,
it that famous or something?
you have to. It's not very famous. Well, I mean, I don't know why.
Maybe that's.
I don't know why it's not very famous. I think because I mean, but it's an amazing movie. I mean, about the cinematography, about the way they did the animations, about the idea of the story, the actual puppets that's been
Dude,
used. But by the way,
from your list,
mhm.
I don't know why I think I wouldn't like your taste of movies.
Well, I mean, everybody. I mean, there's the thing. Movie is art, right? And art is very subjective. Everybody
Yeah.
has a different style of movies. I mean, look, you like Twilight. I fucking hate it. I don't like it. I don't waste my time watching it. From the other
It's
hand,
not about one movie actually. For example, I like the movies, like I like Shar's taste of movies. He has like you
like,
recommended
have you
very great
tasted
ones.
Shiar? Have you tasted Shiar to like Shiar's taste?
Taste of movie.
I'm just asking. Now, but
She means,
Sarah.
I think, realistic,
Yeah,
based on
Yeah,
real story
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I
these are
know, but
nice.
I mean,
But I don't like your.
but
Uh,
Sarah, I mean, I don't know. You and I were
I
different.
don't like your style.
But
Okay.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you and we were different from the beginning when we met each other.
Indeed, we have nothing in
We
common.
have nothing whatsoever in common at all, except the friendship, And it's hardly in work, in process. So,
Yeah, so it's not weird that I don't like your
well, you don't like
style.
it. You don't like it because not everybody has a good taste like I do.
Ha
That's
ha ha.
so. No, but seriously, I don't know, Sarah. I mean, I noticed this from the first time we've met at university. We have nothing whatsoever in common. Just
We
nothing.
really didn't have nothing.
Yeah. Which is quite strange.
That's
Okay.
That's the beauty of friendship. Yeah. That's the you.
Continue
Okay.
your
Anyway,
speech.
so Anomalisa's existentialist movie. I love existentialism, and I am one of the believers of absurdism. Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre, etc. So that's why I like these kind of movies where. But by the way, there's another movie. Sorry, I will extend my I will extend my list to the sixth one. There's because it's a must-watch movie. There is a movie called Cinema Paradiso.
It's called what?
Cinema Paradiso or Cinema Paradiso. It's Italian.
I think I heard it. I hadn't heard about it.
Man, it's a long and old. It was produced in '80s and it's an old movie, but man, it's amazing. The story, the acting, it's just an amazing piece of art. You know,
Cool.
you
But I'm
guys,
still not gonna watch it.
man, it's just amazing. I mean, the idea is that sometimes in cinema you should show things visually rather than tell it in dialogues. And some scenes they did that perfectly. Perfect, Yeah. And by the way, I cannot talk about other movies, but a lot of movies came to mind, like 1984 or The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin. These are all great movies.
Yeah, share your turn to speak about your first.
Number one, obviously, is the Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
We found something in common. Okay.
I have no word else to say. Perfect movie. Everything in it is perfect. So yeah. Okay, Sada, give us yours.
My fifth one, actually, not my first.
Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth. Which one?
Macbeth.
Oh my God. Green Book.
The Green Book.
Have you seen it?
Green?
Yeah. Yeah, the Green Book. The Green
Received
Book.
the Oscar for the best movie, I think, last year.
Yeah, it's a new one. The 2018. It's about a man. He's a writer. No, he's a pianist, actually. Yeah, and he's going on a journey with a driver. They become best friends. This man, I don't remember his name actually.
Tony Lip.
He's not.
Oh, the pianist.
Yeah, the pianist, not the driver.
Don Shirley, right?
Yeah.
He's not friend with anyone. He doesn't have a family. So this man, the driver, will become his best friend. His family will like him. So it's a nice movie. I like it.
It's a movie about friendship, yeah.
Yeah, kinda. I have another one, Tolkien. Did you saw it, any of you?
No.
It's a new movie. It's 2019. It's about a writer.
It's called Tolkien?
Yeah. Tolkien.
Okay.
It's about.
Hello? Sarah? Sarah?
Is your internet okay?
Is your network fine? Sarah? Sarah? Go out.
Your voice is not...
go out from the call and come back, because there is a problem with your voice.
You will do
okay,
what?
It's fine now. There was a problem with your network, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my list.
Well, we did not hear what did you say at the end, you know, the last 30 seconds.
About talking.
Yeah, about talking.
I don't remember actually, what did I say? Okay. Yeah, it's about friendship and love actually. He goes to Oxford to study with his friends. Yeah, I like the movies that are about friendship.
That's cool, but you know, there are a lot of things that we didn't talk about. For example, the animes. You know, Attacks on Titan. Do you remember the first episode that we watched?
Attack on Titan, yeah.
It was so
intense. Was shocking. Shocking.
But you know, I want to say something about the Death Note. I have not watched the anime, but I watched the movie, and you said you wasted your life. So.
Oh no.
But it's spoiled.
Don't touch anything.
Everything is spoiled right now. Because I know that the Detective L will die, you know.
Oops.
Sadly, yeah. But I'm gonna watch the anime anyway. But by the way,
in terms of anime movies, there's Grave of Fireflies. It's the best one I watched personally in terms of anime movies. The movie, you watch it one time and that's it, because it breaks your heart so much.
Anyway, I will watch anime anyway, and I will continue watching Attacks on Titan. It's on my list. But shit, I have a question. Once you told me about an anime about a pervert teacher, and actually, Sarah, oh my God, your quality, man. Stop it. Fix it for the next
About
time. Yeah, it's about a pervert teacher. He's yeah. By the way, I have a friend here. He also told me about that, but I forgot the name of the anime. Could you
great teacher Onizuka.
Onizuka. The great teacher Onizuka. I hear he's a fucking weirdo and he's a pervert in a way.
Best teacher ever, obviously. You have to watch and see by yourself.
Yeah, because these days I'm not watching any kind of series. I'm very busy with my French class, but I made a list. I created a list of the movies that I must watch, and one of it is like The Life is Beautiful. It's another Italian movie, Untouchables, and etc. I have many movies to watch. But probably I'm gonna watch Death Note or Attack on Titan or the great teacher Onizuka. But recently I've watched Unbelievable, and I think we talked about it last time. And I think it was great, and I actually recommend it for both of you to watch it. It is short series, and it's about rape victims. So yeah. Sarah, have you seen it?
Nope, I didn't see
Well,
it.
I mean, it's about rape victims. It's like 13 Reasons Why, but better than 13 Reasons Why. So I think you guys must watch it. It's an amazing one, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, do you any one of you has the final thing?
Speech.
Kind of speech. Yeah.
Final what?
No. Speech.
Regarding the movies? No, I don't.
Me too, I don't have any.
So, well, I mean, I think it was a great...
You are the one who is talkative, so I think you have...
I'm trying to leave weirdos. I mean, but anyway, well, I don't know what to say. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for the next episode. So, bye-bye, I guess.
Bye-bye, guys. Have fun. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, give them a
Bye-bye.
kiss. Yeah, give them a kiss. Give them a kiss, man.
Nope.
You don't know who are you sending kisses to, so don't send it.
Okay, I will end the podcast anyway.